She doesn't care about you. That crush that makes your heart race, the girl you see at the gym every day, or maybe it's a coworker that you can't stop thinking about. She literally does not give a second thought about you. Frustrating, yes, but there's a way to fix this, okay? So in this video, I will talk about a crucial mindset shift that will stop you from fixating on one woman and opens the door to true abundance. Then after, we're gonna talk about a step-by-step system I've used to help hundreds of analytical guys become attractive lovers. I do this by firstly unlocking their inner confidence. Then we're gonna talk about a cup of investment. It's a principle that I made up that will help you build a dating life where women actively pursue you instead of you chasing them or, constantly flaking on you. Just last month, Michael, a student inside my social transformation program, he came to me after spending 8 months obsessing over one of his coworkers. She barely acknowledged him, obviously. 3 weeks after implementing my system, he was dating 2 women at the same time, and they were hitting him up. He actually got laid with both of them, not at the same time, but within the same weekend. Another client, James, he went from being friend-zoned by his gym crush to having a girl reach out to him. It happened this week, I'm gonna put up a photo, asking him to be friends with benefits. Now, personally, I've struggled with this myself for years. Each new school I went to, I obsessed over one particular girl. Like, looking back, it was a huge waste of mental energy poured into someone that I had no future with. It's frustrating, right? Like, you think about her all day, you kind of like create these romantic visions, you plan your first date, you plan your future together in your head for nothing. Like, it's all an illusion. And I'm naturally a quite analytical thinker, so I'm good at planning, which leads me to over planning all the time. So I've spent the last 10 years studying this problem, and I went from being pretty much invisible to women to creating attraction with girls that I previously thought are out of my league. For me as an introvert, I had to make a crucial mindset shift first. So let me explain and share it with you. Yes, even introverts can approach women. So I remember this moment very vividly, right? I was about 23, I was sitting in a cafe in Vienna, just doing some work on my laptop, and this girl walks in. Super beautiful, brunette, my style, she has good fashion sense. What do? Of course, nothing, right? I just sit there, I stare at my laptop, I sneakily look over to her. Total chaos in my head. And I'm, in my mind, planning exactly what I'm gonna tell her. I'm imagining our conversation, I'm imagining where I'm gonna take her for the first date. I'm literally like imagining all this future stuff, but I'm on my seat, paralyzed. And then it hit me, like, this is a pattern. It's happening all the time. I'm looking at these women, I want to interact with them, and I do nothing about it. The exact same thing happened first time I went to school. There was this girl sitting next to me that I was obsessed with. In high school, I remember this one girl with the big boobs. I had a crush on her for years. And then at university, there was this girl with a cute smile. And then another university, there was this blonde model that I had no chance with. It's always the same story. It's me fixating on one girl who I barely knew, and she barely knew that I existed. So waiting for this magical moment when she would just notice me and we would like finally have this magical connection, obviously never happened, right? So in the coffee shop, I had this realization. It's simple, but it changed a lot for me. She doesn't care about me because she doesn't know about me. And she's never actually going to know about me unless I actually do something about it. As an introvert, I always thought I needed to become this loud, like player guy, like this pickup artist, turn extrovert, this dude who can just smoothly talk to everyone and who's like, dancing, the life of the party, spins girls around, all that stuff in order to create attraction and have success. And I thought, that's it. I'll just never be that guy because for me to do that, it takes so much energy. Like, I can maybe keep it up for 2 minutes, but that's it. But that day I decided, because I watched some videos on YouTube, to try something different. I stood up, I walked over, and I just said, hey, I've noticed you walking in, and I thought you look interesting. Just wanted to say hello. My name is Alex, right? Something like that. And that's it. Nothing fancy, no pickup lines, no crazy tricks, no card tricks, which I used to do back then, earlier. Guess what? We had a nice conversation for a while. I got a number. I don't remember what happened after, but I remember that moment vividly. So, was it perfect? Of course not. I was nervous. My hands were sweaty. Mom spaghetti. But it worked. I had a conversation with a beautiful stranger. And why? Because I was being me. A bit quiet, thoughtful, measured with my words, not overly, acting. And this is the mindset shift I want you to make. You don't need to become some completely different person to approach women. You just need to take action as a person you already are. So saying hi is literally the first step. It can be that simple. Being on the more introverted side, it's actually an advantage in dating. Women are so tired of these loud guys who try too hard. Like, you can just, ask a female friend. Your calm, thoughtful energy can be very attractive if you use it the right way. So, but here's the thing that is very crucial. You still have to approach. You still have to make the first move. No matter how much you stare at her from across the room, no matter how many scenarios you're gonna play out in your analytical, perfect, engineer mind, nothing happens until you actually do something. So it's not about being an extrovert, it's about becoming a confident introvert. And that brings me to part number 2. Let's rewrite your definition of confidence step by step. See, most guys think confidence means not feeling fear, but that's not true at all. True confidence is feeling a little bit anxious when you see that girl and doing it anyway. When I started out, I had to rewire what confidence meant to me. It's not about being fearless, it's mainly about being bold and unapologetic. So let's break down step by step how I used to build genuine confidence as an introverted, analytical guy. Step 1 is to challenge your false beliefs. First, we need to address all these stories that you keep telling yourself. She's out of my league. Women don't like quiet guys. I need to get extroverted. I need to be rich first. I need to have a six-pack first. I need a cool car. All that stuff, right? You have to understand these are all just excuses your brain make up to avoid risk because you're scared. That's it. I remember this one client, Thomas, smart guy, software engineer. He was convinced women don't like tech guys, right? So I simply asked him, do you know any engineers personally that are in relationships? And he thought for it for a second, and obviously immediately he came up with multiple coworkers who are in happy relationships, marriages with sexy girls. Obviously that belief immediately was crushed. Now step 2 is you have to create evidence that confirms your new belief. Now your brain needs proof to change, right? So we need to create small little wins. How do we do that? Next time you go out, simply start making stronger eye contact with people and smile at them. Elevate yourself, have authority over them. As a next step, once you feel comfortable doing that, simply just blur out hi to people as if you know them. And here, remember, it's about you. You don't care if they notice you, if you don't care if they look strange, that's fine. Then start giving out compliments with a smile. Give out some value, right? Make them feel good. And then if a person responds really well to your compliment, try to have a short 30-second conversation with them, right? Doing that once, you will know that you feel different. You feel more social. You will have proven to yourself that people are social and that you're not this piece of shit, antisocial, introverted guy that you're constantly telling yourself that you are. Now, step 3 in the step-by-step system is to upgrade your presentation. As analytical guys, we often neglect how we present ourselves, right? We rely too much on our brain. But this is a low-hanging fruit that makes a huge difference. You don't need designer clothes.
Alex shopping in elegant stores.
What you basically need is clothes that actually fit you, right? Good shape. Then a consistent style that represents an attractive archetype. I talk a lot about this in my program. And basic grooming habits, right? So as I said, in my mentoring, we do this at the very first week on a style consultation call. We want to make sure that you show up to ladies on the street in a way that spikes their attraction early, right? It's really important to basically raise your chances, raise your closing rate and chance that when you approach a girl, it actually ends up on a date. And The way you show up makes a difference for sure. I remember when the first time I upgraded my style through the help of a coach, I basically went from boring nerd style to adventurous traveler archetype. And the difference was crazy. Like, girls looked at me a little more, but then especially in the interaction, they gave me much more respect. I was able to hold presence and communication much better, because I guess it showed that I respect myself more dressing that way as well. And finally, step 4 in the system to unlock your confidence is strategic exposure to rejection. It sounds hard, but it is crucial. You need to experience rejection to realize it's not that bad, right? I tell my clients to do 3 approaches a day for 30 days. That's the best you can do. Not with the goal of getting numbers even in the beginning, but with the goal of getting comfortable with rejection.
Excuse me? This is random, but you're really beautiful. Thank you. What?
After doing these 90 approaches, even if most of them are rejections, your nervous system completely changes. You just care less, basically, right? And ironically, your success rate will go up because you're not approaching with that desperate energy of that outcome independence. So these 4 steps, and you can repeat them, they create a positive cycle. Each small win builds confidence, which makes the next approach easier, which creates more wins, which builds more confidence. And that brings us to the last principle I want to share here that kind of ties all of this together. By the way, before we move on to that last principle, that cup of investment, if you feel like you have potential, if you see those women on the street you want to approach, if you just want to be more outgoing, if you're tired of being so introverted, I'm gonna do the Confidence Unlocked online workshop on the 23rd of March. It's a free seminar. You can register right now. I want you to only register though if you really want to take action, right? I'm doing this for free to make it accessible for as many people as possible. And I'm even gonna add time after the online interactive presentation for you to ask questions. But I want that the guys who are in there, who are listening, who are enjoying that free value and ask questions and me answering them, I want those guys to be action takers, okay? So 23rd of March, the Confidence Unlocked workshop where I'm gonna help you step by step take action. It's like a blueprint for confidence, and happy to see you there. Click below to register now. It's limited to 100 spots. If you're watching this after March 23rd, you can still access the workshop recording, but it won't be free anymore, right? It's just a disclaimer here. Okay, moving on. So let's talk about the cup of investment. Basically, building balanced attraction. So this empty glass here represents a woman's investment in you when you just met her. There's nothing in it, 0 emotional investment. And most guys make the huge mistake of asking for dates or attention when the glass is almost empty. Like, that's the single one reason why you get flaked on or ignored or friend zoned. So what we have to do is we have to build investment gradually. You see this? Slowly filling the cup. Okay, I filled a little bit. I created some investment. Maybe I made a nice approach. Maybe I gave her a nice compliment. Maybe she sees I'm a good communicator. Maybe I dress well and she noticed me. But what if you fixate all your energy, all your attention on one girl? Obviously, what happens is you think about her constantly. You plan your day around seeing her. You remember every detail about her, everything she said, and it turns into this big story. You completely invested in her before anything has ever happened. And her glass, empty, right? So it's just this crazy disbalance of investment, and that's why you text too much, and that's why ultimately she flakes. So the key principle is you can only ask for investment from her side equal to what's already in the glass, right? If her glass is half full, okay, maybe that means you had some good engagement and conversations. She texted you sometimes. She's usually responding. You can ask her out for a casual coffee date. If we raise it, the glass is nearly full. She's constantly engaged. she's sharing personal stuff, she responds to your text with like emotion and in time. Clear signs of attraction, right? Or she touches you back, depending on what stage you are. You can ask her out for a proper date, or you can, offer to even come to your place, Netflix and chill kind of style. The biggest mistake analytical guys make is trying to rush from empty glass to marriage proposal, if you know what I mean, way too early, like too fast, too early. So you're trying to get something out, but you haven't put anything in yet. Okay, let's talk about how to actually create attraction, because it's always important. How do we fill that cup all the way up? First, holding space. Most guys talk too much and they fill silence. You think you will gonna fill the cup by talking, but that's not true. You have to shut up, you have to hold space. You have to let her feel a little pressure to respond, create that tension, right? That's what actually creates investment. Secondly, you do this, building tension, with strategic pausing, right? This can be simply in conversation, when you tell a story, after you give her a compliment, or after she finished a sentence. Leaving that extra space, really powerful to create that tension, right? Pausing is a superpower. Then, of course, physical touch. Start small, watch her response. Don't be over eager. A light touch on the arm or, pointing something out can be nice. If she responds positively, you can gradually, step by step, escalate more. If she's uncomfortable, obviously take a step back. Then what else creates attraction? Genuine flirting, right? It's not about cheesy pickup lines. Playful tension, light teasing, holding eye contact, having that smirk on your face is great. The big one that a lot of people leave out is social media. So let me tell a quick story about social media and investment, right? Just to hammer that point home, because people not using it enough. So I was at this event in Budapest, and then across the room, saw this beautiful girl, dark hair, amazing style, my type, and I approached her. But it was kind of like busy, like people were buzzing, and we only talked for 2 minutes. That's it. I added her to my Instagram, she added me, and then we just started following each other, and that was it. I didn't talk to her after that. I didn't want to, ask for too much because there was not a lot of investment. But then she, for an entire month, watched everything I put out. Every story I posted, she was watching. And it's not like I posted, like crazy stuff. A little bit like my lifestyle, my work, some behind the scenes of projects I was doing. Nothing special, but my authentic self, kind of like how I see the world. She watched every single story. And until one day, out of the blue, she responded to one of my stories with a DM and simply said, "Hey, are you free tonight? Let's have a drink," right? We met up, and it felt for her, from her point of view, like she knew everything about me, my work, my travel schedule, what I'm up to, what I like, what I'm into, because every story she watched, she was filling up this cup of investment. And we ended up at my place this night. Like, she created enough investment through consuming my social media to go home with me that night. And that's the power of using Instagram. When I talk social media, I mean Instagram, for building investment, okay? So please remember, she doesn't care about you until you give her a reason to care. And once she starts caring, you have to let that investment build naturally before taking the next step. So if you want to finally unlock your confidence, I'll be sharing in this online workshop 7 stages of confidence, step by step how to build it. And most guys get stuck on level 3 or 4, and I want to kind of like break through that. So 23 of March, like I mentioned, click below to register. And let's review again what I covered in this video. As an introvert, you don't need to become someone else to approach women. Very important, was a big mindset shift for me. You just need to take action as the authentic you that you are. Then, confidence isn't about feeling no anxiety at all. It's about taking action despite those emotions you have. And it builds through consistent small actions. And then, remember the cup of investment, it needs to fill gradually. You can only ask for what you've earned through genuine connection. If you're still obsessing over that one girl who doesn't care about you, it's time to let go. Okay, it's draining your energy. It's keeping you from meeting other women who actually appreciate you. So remember, She doesn't care about you yet. When you approach with authentic confidence and understand how to build mutual investment, that can change very, very quickly. If you want a step-by-step explanation of how to actually do cold approach out on the street, you can watch this video right here where I explain it step by step. Other than that, thanks for watching and appreciate your comments, and see you in the next video. Peace.